lot of people like to say, what's his name? The guard is the best player on the line that they drafted instead of Johnny Manziel. Who am I thinking of? But at any rate, was it Zach Martin, right?
Yep.
But if he was really the best player on the offensive line, he'd play left tackle, right? Like Tyron, let's be honest. Tyron Smith is their best, offensive lineman, and he was part of that line that was considered the best in football for years. Can't stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this mean for Dak?
Oh, the pressure's on. The pressure's on Dak, and the pressure was on Dak coming into this season. With how the Cowboys finished the season last year, losing to the San Francisco 49ers in the first round of the playoffs. But we've seen Dak last year not have some of his best moments. And part of that was due to injury, but a part of that also was because the offensive line didn't live up to the standards that they had before the season even started. So coming into this year, when you see a guy like Tyron Smith is going to be out and you already have question marks on your offensive line, it leaves that much pressure. Now, I think the run game is going to be one of the Dallas Cowboys' best friend offensively. And when you have a guy now not in that lineup on that O-line that can open up holes, that can help Ezekiel Elliott get back to what he was, but also help Tony Pollard, who I think is phenomenal, who's going to shine this year as well, who can do it in the run game and the pass game. You're raising eyebrows if you're Jerry Jones. You're raising eyebrows if you're Mike McCarthy or if you're Kellen Moore. Because now a piece of your offense that you were counting on to open up holes for those running backs, to protect Dak Prescott, because you already had those efficiencies, is no longer going to be there. And I feel sorry for Dak, man. I'm going to lie.
You look at the Cowboys, when they put together that great line that was reminiscent of the line that they won championships with, that Emmitt Smith ran behind, if you look back, they drafted, I want to say, in 5 years, consecutive years, they spent 4 first-round picks out of 5 years on offensive linemen. I believe that was the case. Maybe one of them was a second-round pick. I think it was like 4 firsts or maybe 3 firsts and a second in 5 years. That's how they built the line. Now, they've supplemented, but not at that level. The line is not the same. The Cowboys, as we knew them, are not the same. And it's not just in any kind of comparative analysis, including in sports when you're looking at two teams or looking at a division. A lot of people think about it in terms of what that line is going to do against the defense, right? Yep. But you're also comparing it to how strong or weak is it, what's its strength compared to offensive lines in the division, right? Is it an advantage or a weakness when you're talking about comparing teams? Well, for so many years, the Dallas Cowboys were unquestionably the best offensive line in the NFC East. Then the Eagles started coming up in the world, right? Then there were a couple of years like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I remember early that year, I'm like, look, it went healthy. I think the Eagles might have the best line this year. They won the Super Bowl. Now this year, who has the best line in the offensive line in the East?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles easily. And now
and they had the number 1 run game in the National Football League.
Well,
last
those
year.
two things are, I saw
they go hand in hand with one another.
You can have a great running back, and this. I don't know if I'm getting the numbers exactly right, but I'm ballpark, okay? A great running back behind a bad line is going to get you 2-3 yards a carry. A mediocre running back, like league average, behind a great line, going to get you 7 yards a carry, right? It's like now a great running back behind a great line going to get you 10 yards a carry, right? He's going to give you a premium. But I'll take 7 yards a carry all day long. It's about so that's why you don't draft running backs up high. Because you want a running game, you want to win on the ground or at least establish the run. You got to have guys blocking up front. The Cowboys, who everyone's saying, oh, Dak can't drop back 50 times, and you got to run with Zeke and Pollard and da-da-da. Good luck.
Well, I'll tell you this. That's another reason why you look at the San Francisco 49ers and how they're constructed and why they don't draft running backs high and how they can take just free agents and plug them into the running back room and they have instant success. Number one, it's because of the offensive line and how they block, the run scheme, and the play caller. Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch understands that, hey, we believe in our offensive line. We believe in our offensive philosophy that we don't have to go out in the first, second, third round and pick up running backs. We can get guys off the street. Hey, come on over here. We believe in our offensive line. Come run behind them, and they're efficient. The proof is in the pudding. Look at the divisional round. Yep. The Cowboys versus the 49ers. You look at the line of scrimmage, the offensive line and defensive line. The defensive line of the San Francisco 49ers, they got to Dak Prescott rushing 4 guys. You look at the offensive line for the San Francisco 49ers, they won the line of scrimmage. They were the better team against the Dallas Cowboys defensive line. So that's another reason why these teams shouldn't be drafting running backs up high, because if you believe in your offensive line and if it's constructed the right way, then you don't have to spend all that money on a running back in the first round. Go fill other holes on your team, like offensive line, defensive line, where we know games are won up front in the trenches.
Man, if you have a good line, you draft a running back in the 4th round, he's going to do damn.
Facts.
All right, listen.
Facts.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.